Hold up. Give me 1 minute. I'm trying to get there. This is hard. This is much harder than it looks. Wait, the camera is over here. Hello.
Hello.
We're back on. Look down a little bit. That's up. Down. Down. To the right a little. To the right a little more. To the right a little more. We're back on the Forever World. We took about a week-long break because a lot of cool stuff has been happening recently. Sydney just graduated.
Yes.
And some other exciting news. It was also recently her birthday. Yeah, so we took a little bit of a break to kind of just celebrate all these things, but we're back and we're in full swing.
Got a lot to do.
We do have a lot to do today, but we're probably gonna continue with this little upload schedule we have, doing bi-weekly uploads, because we're working on a new series in the new 1.21.5 update. It's very lightly modded. Yeah, we don't got none of that anymore. No more picking stuff up. No more backpacks.
No matter how easy it just made the game so good.
It's just a few things, some quality of life mods, and things like that. So
List is shorter than this.
yeah, the list is like half of this. Like, I mean, let me check my mod list real quick. 86 mods. On the other one, there's probably like 42 or something like that. And a lot of them are just like library mods to make sure that other mods are compatible. But that series, dude, I couldn't tell y'all when y'all are gonna see that. That is a big project. It's gonna be a lot of fun though. It's gonna take a while, but I promise the wait will be worth it because we're working really hard. Today, what are we doing today?
Today we'll be building a blacksmith.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna build our kind of blacksmith hut slash like super smelter. Completely original design, super smelter. My prowess, my redstone prowess.
Your prowess. Yes, ma'am.
But
yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord. It's good to finally be back on this world. We spent about a week working on the other world that we got going. If y'all don't know, for most updates with the channel, I do post in the community tab. So if y'all want to look at that to see, what we kind of got in the works, then it's definitely a good spot to check for any of our updates.
Stay. Oh, honey.
Yep, we are 400 days deep into this little forever world. And I'm proud of what we got going so far. Yesterday, Sydney and I, we actually did a little tour around, like, our creative world, our testing world for this, and stuff like that. And we looked at a lot of the old builds.
It was quite nice. I was pretty tired. But it was so cool to go back and see it. Because it had been like a week,
It's still very early on, but today's build, I'm really proud of this one. We have to do a lot of material gathering. We're gonna be using a lot of blocks that we haven't used before. Just like last time, they're also some of my favorite blocks. And I'm sure Sydney's pretty fond of some of these blocks too. Like, we got some copper. Copper's a really sick block. I love copper. We got some jungle wood, some basalt. Like, we've got all types of stuff that we're gonna be using in today's build. We've got quite a bit of work to do in this area. It's kind of a house, kind of not. It's more like a workshop, so I think it fits into like the kind of like factory district, because the guy, well, we'll get into that guy's lore eventually. With all that being said, I might try something a little different. When we go out and get materials, I might do a little montage. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling, if I remember. But we might do a little material gathering montage. But for now, we're gonna flatten out this land, maybe punch out all the grass, get it ready for the build, and then we'll get to gathering materials. So.
Yes, we will.
Okay, we are back, and as you can see, we've got a ton of copper oxidizing right now because we're gonna need all this eventually for another build, but we got all the materials. Yeah, so we have all the materials, and you pushed me. You shoved me out of the way. You're pushing me out of frame. We're gonna run through this block palette real quick. And the camera's no longer up there.
Where is it?
It's so just nowhere. I'm just. But as you can see, we have almost both of our backpacks full of all the materials we need. So as far as the color palette for this build, I'm not gonna bother to like really put it down or anything because it's pretty basic. So it's gonna be a lot of stone, a lot of tuff, and a lot of deep slate. I'm pretty sure this basalt needs to be smooth basalt. Yeah, so it's gonna be a pretty basic, blacksmith looking house. We got some bricks and granite in this side, in this backpack. We've got a bunch of lava buckets and dripstones, so you probably know where that's going. We got TNT to blow it all up once we finish building it. We got some of these things from supplementaries, these cranks, dead bushes, lightning rods, chains, hoppers. I mean, we've got some pretty cool stuff. Mason table, tinkering table. So yeah, we are probably going to get to tearing down some of this copper, and then we're gonna hit y'all with the cinematic, our favorite time of the day. Building while undergoing copious amounts of stress because Lightmatica is scary.
Dude.
Sometimes. Also, look at what we did, guys. Look at this guy right here.
He's still there.
Guys, I guess.
He's perfect. They're all perfect.
And they're pretty cool. He's giving someone a mean side eye right now.
I just love like
chill out. We got this is where we're building. As you can see, we already kind of tore out the shape of this place.
The floor plan, yeah.
We are going to first and foremost put away all this copper, and then we are gonna get to building. Speaking of, one thing I did not realize, we've been playing 1.21.5, right? And we were talking about copper and lightning rods.
Oh.
They added probably something I've been wanting for a very long time, and it was for lightning rods to oxidize. So
and they just I'm obsessed.
Like
I love it.
Cannot wait to implement that into some stuff in the new project we'll be doing, but I'm not going to talk about that right now, even though I just did. We're going to get to filming this montage, I guess. And we'll see you guys when it's finished. Alright, so we finally finished the build. I know it doesn't look like much from this angle. Check it out. So this is our brand new blacksmith hut, and let's start by giving y'all the exterior tour real quick. We kind of use some of the same techniques we've used before on the house, and you kind of see it even in the XP farm, although that was a very quick build. I put that together in like 30 minutes. This was a lot more thought out when we both worked on this. As you can see, it could be a little busy, I don't know, but we went for tough bricks,
some moss.
stone bricks, a little bit of moss at the bottom to show off some weathering and things like that. Mm-hmm. And then for the roof, some may not agree with the choice in colors, but the kind of mentality I was having is we were by the water, and with like ocean breeze and stuff like that, maybe the breeze blows over here, and then the copper roof was initially like, you know, copper colored, but over time the water kind of like oxidized it or something like that. I'm no scientist.
Aged it quicker.
Yeah, I'm no scientist, so. But as you can see, we used a lot of cool blocks. One of my favorite blocks is basalt. I think it looks really cool. Smooth basalt specifically. Kind of, in my opinion, kind of looks like when it rains, like, and water drips down the roof. Like, I feel like that's the spots we put it in is where you would probably see the wear the most. But we also kind of use it as a shadow up there on this first kind of like triangle extension thing right there. And you can see we did it over here as well on this side of the roof. One small detail I'm really a fan of is the deep slate to kind of blend with the basalt better instead of the stone walls, because initially we had it where they were all the same. And then we left the candles gray at first, but then I thought to myself, well, like, we have access to all the dyes and stuff. Why not make them black so that it blends extra well? And as you can see, Sydney did some cool work out here with... initially, there wasn't anything in this kind of area, and Sydney did all this cool stuff right here. There's these cranks. You could spin them. They probably have some sort of redstone implication that I'm not aware of, but... they make for good really decoration. Cute. Let's see what else we got going on. We've got coal barrels and furnaces and things like that. And then back here, we've got our lava farm. And as you can see, it's actually working way faster. We just finished the build, and this was actually one of the last things we put in. And it's actually working really fast. So this will be our fuel source going forward. But okay, wait, interior. This is such a cool interior. I love this interior so much. Sydney did such a good job. I can't do interiors to save my life, so Sydney always comes in clutch with these interiors. And as you can see, she did not fail us this time.
And then we have our amazing super smelter that Lucas did. This was an original design, correct?
This comes from my genius.
Oh, my genius.
This comes from my redstone prowess. As you can see, I'll give y'all a quick demonstration on how this works.
Yeah.
It may be inspired by others, but none quite like this. Okay. So, as you can see, you stand right here, you get in here, place whatever. It gets too far away to interact with. Oh, there's some things I need to work at. Yeah, stand in the middle. You can interact with it from anywhere. Place it all in. It smelts. It deposits into here. And then whenever you're done smelting, if you don't want to hear this noise, you just turn it off. This stays on at all times. Or you could also turn this off if you would like. And then you just flick these levers whenever you're ready to use it again. So, I'm going to keep it... Actually, I'm going to turn it off right now. It's a little... No, I broke it. I broke my machine.
And then it's just little storage units. I mean, just some room for him so we have some iron and some crates, and then some copper, and of course I love these tinkering tables. From, is it the chipped mod? I just love it. It is so
the
creative.
Sign
And then
is a nice touch that Sydney added as well. Do not enter if falling debris is extreme fire, worker only. And then I really like these little things, these little like crate things where like you pick stuff up. I love this, using the raw iron. You know, there is lore about this guy, and the lore actually makes sense if we put everything in here. So there should be an armor stand here. It doesn't show up in the Lightmatica material list. The item frames are invisible in our texture pack, so as you can imagine, it's kind of hard to find them in the material list.
Yeah.
And since these are modded, all the things that go on this do not show up in the material list. So pretty much there was going to be a bunch of bits and bobs placed in invisible item frames and kind of like this person's inventions on display. And whenever, use the word invention loosely, because this guy just can't seem to stop inventing stuff that already exists. So for instance, there was going to be an iron chestplate here, which already is a thing. Right here was going to be a wind vane, as if it was some sort of new invention. And right here was going to be literally like not even a door with a lock, just a lock itself. So this guy just can't stop inventing stuff that is already real. So another one of my favorite details, this is the one piece that I put in this interior, and it's the TNT block with red candles to kind of look like dynamite, because maybe this guy just,
he likes,
you know, like maybe you can buy TNT from him to go mining. You know, this is the Blacksmith house. Maybe you come here and you pay him to process and refine your ores and stuff like that.
And his choice of preferred method of doing it is to blow it up.
Yeah, so maybe one day we'll put a villager in here, and when we go and get our ancient debris, whenever we TNT strip mine, maybe this might have some sort of implication when that time comes. But as you can see, more crank action here. Crank it up. I hate the way I just said that. Do I edit that out?
Crank it up.
Crank it up. Get up. Anyway. Anyway, we got anvil here. This is strictly decoration. This is not to be touched because these are expensive blocks. And we went through a lot of iron with this build.
We really did. It was probably the most iron-heavy one. There's like cauldrons outside.
Hoppers, 18 hoppers, mind you.
An anvil.
Yeah, initially this was going to be a stone brick stair, but I was like, let's throw an anvil in there. That looks great, but...
It looks good.
Yeah, and just a little... This carpet, this is another thing I kind of added with my prowess, interior prowess.
My prowess.
This is wool with glow lichen just to make it completely spawn proof. But yeah, I mean, this is our blacksmith house. Also, might as well clarify before, if any of y'all are wondering how we're getting away with putting lava this close to wood slabs, we have fire tick turned off. I just think it doesn't matter that much, and I would hate to have something we've been working so hard on to just go up in flames because of something random like lightning. Anyway, I think with all that being said, I think that's all we got time for this time.
I think we made a lot of progress. I really like the way it turned out.
Yeah, I think this build is going to be super helpful. You know, we don't have to mine coal anymore. We don't have to worry about using too much coal in our furnaces, and we don't have to manually smelt things, which we do a lot of anymore.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I think this is this build. We're moving in the right direction with this build.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we love you guys to death. thanks for watching if you stuck around until the end. And we'll see you guys 2 weeks from now. Yeah?
Yep.
All right. Peace.
All right. Bye, y'all.